Welcome to Mr. J's Rock Talk. In today's topic, we will be covering
our dream studio.
Very good, you must have remembered that off by heart. And so now we're going to ask Mr. Sir,
Oh boy.
what would you do if you had a studio? What would you have? Where would it be?
Well, I have to say first off, I really admire one of the most unique studios I've ever seen is Carpool Karaoke, where they just sing in the car.
What if I told you you could do that and you can go anywhere?
I mean, it's kind of brilliant. Maybe
It is.
get a really small car just to keep the acoustics tight.
Yeah, but I don't think you could have a whole lot of acoustics in there.
I'm just kidding. That's a horrible idea. You can tell I haven't really thought about this much.
Do you
but
like the jackass thing where they're in the back of the truck and they're going so fast and they're all sliding in the back?
I don't
You ever see
remember.
it? Where they're having like a disco party in the back?
I am vaguely familiar. I remember the getting the tattoo while he was driving or something.
It was kind of the same idea.
Okay, yeah. So anyway, sorry, off topic. So why don't you guys start, and then I'll just use what you guys say, but make it better. So Josh, what do you think for a dream studio?
I'm kind of like you. I don't really think of it very much, and the only person I really know studio, because the only person I really pay attention to that does studio stuff, is Mike Shinoda of Linkin Park. He makes a whole bunch of different things like every week on his live stuff. And he has just about everything you'd need, so I'd just say his studio is good enough for me. And he makes good stuff with
Just
it. So.
be like, hey buddy, hook me up with a studio.
Pretty much.
How much money do you think it's going to cost you? A lot
I
of
don't
money.
know, Mike Shinoda's a pretty nice guy.
Like, let's say you got like an infinite amount of money. You can go anywhere in the world. You could literally build it in Spain if you wanted to. It can be any kind of building. You can make it in a pyramid.
Is the atmosphere in Spain going to make it different? Maybe. It might give you different vibes, right? You're like, I'm in Spain, I'm going to sing on a higher pitch.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Because I know I'd want to have mine in like, I'd actually have it out in an area like this where it's very open. Like, you got like such an open space. But the thing
Like
is
Area 53 here?
yeah, and I'd get a great big barn, like an old wooden barn you'd have cattle in.
Mm-hmm.
I would insulate it, and in the dead center it'd look kind of like a stage, but it would
Wouldn't
have
it be
like
loud though with all the cows mooing?
it would be, but you know what? It might just give it something new to the music
Maybe
world.
you tell the cow, hey, can you go outside for a little bit so I can record some music? And then maybe they go outside while you're recording?
Yeah. You know what? I might even have them in the studio. Like if I wanted them to press a button, it
Oh,
would
that's
just be
true.
like
Yeah.
pressing it or something.
Mhm. I'm thirsty.
I'd get like this barn and insulate it, and then put like the proper like foam panels around it, so you wouldn't have that really goofy atmosphere. And I would have like a whole like room dedicated to guitars.
Are you
So
renting it out too, or are you just...
Oh, I'm just straight up buying it.
No, but like, are you gonna like rent it out to people?
No, I'm not that nice.
But just once in a while, like let somebody for free. You see a good band or something that's like local, and you're like, hey guys,
Yeah,
come use my studio for a bit.
yeah. I'd say if it's like a new band trying to start out and they have like, I think they sound good and that they can make it big, I'd be like, hey.
His daddy used to say, hey, there goes the man of the day.
You want to see my barn? And then they would just come on over. And
My
then
barn door's open.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Yeah, come on in. It's warm inside.
Yeah, that would be good. I don't even know what a studio would. I'd have to do a lot of research to figure out acoustics and sizing. Like, does glass walls work? You know,
Yeah.
you see a sound studio and it's always like glass all around, so you can, I guess, see what they're doing inside it. But I don't know. There's just a lot going on there.
Yeah, it's not something I really pay attention to, but
Because
I'm a
some
pretty
people
simple
record
guy.
albums in old houses and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like a big house, so it must have to be a kind of a bigger area.
I would like to do something like that. Like, let's say on like, you know, we were talking about like the Queen Mary ship and all that.
Mm-hmm.
go to like some place like that where it's known to be like haunted or something like that, it would just give your album like a whole different atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you knew the fact of it.
You played this song backwards. And
It says Hail Satan. Yeah, it's
and we didn't even have to do anything. It just comes like that.
where you hear like a weird sound in the background,
Shrieking.
and it's like, I don't know, it sounded like angry people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for my studio, I wouldn't even really want a big one. I don't really care about size or having a lot of everything. I just like this is the only drum set I'd want. I'd only want a couple guitars and just a pretty simple spot. I don't need anything crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of not really thinking that big, man. You gotta like think.
Well,
like
if you're not gonna ever
you're
have
like
people in it.
Yeah, but we're assuming like your band's made it big. Like you're like
Yeah, I
a
know, but
multi-million-dollar band.
I know it's still. I
The
feel like
sky's
if I got
the
really
limit.
popular, I wouldn't care to live in a mansion. I just kind of want to live in the house. Like
Yeah, I picture having more than one, to be honest.
Yeah, but what like
Yeah.
equipment would you have? Like, would you have like a whole like what do you call it when you're in like a vocal room and it has like just a microphone in the middle?
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah,
it's,
that'd
like,
be cool
sound
and
booth?
everything. But
yeah, a sound booth or whatever.
it'd be nice to have everything full, like good quality. I just don't think I need a lot of everything. I just want what's needed, really.
Just like an area no bigger than this.
Pretty much, yeah. Just
That's
take
how
what I
we've been
need.
doing it for the last while. Like when we did have a band, like we were just playing in here and we thought we were doing all right.
And it's interesting when you watch the bands that play from home, like Kate will be watching Coldplay or One Republic when they're just like doing the whole, they're at home, so they just start up a live feed and start playing. They sound fine, and they're just in like a bigger room.
Yeah.
All you really need is the right microphone. And I think you could probably go anywhere, but
It'd be nice
It
if
does
the room
matter.
was big enough to have a nice sized piano in it. Like
like
an
a
actual
grand piano.
baby grand, or even just like a normal like stand-up piano, like the ones you see
Yeah.
at school. It'd be able to have like where the couch is, have the piano there, just so that you have like a real piano in the corner.
Yeah, and that was
Yeah.
like the whole idea of this room, just having a room that's big enough where you could have all the instruments, because we got 2 drum sets and
Mm-hmm.
you know we got room for guitars, but you get it in a small room like that, you don't get as good as
Yeah.
an acoustic environment.
Yeah, you feel closed in and stuff.
Well, the sound doesn't come out right.
But I
you're
can see
up
how
here,
even
it's-
this isn't big enough, because like if you
No,
actually had
it's-
somebody that wanted to sing, I don't know, you'd almost want to have that room added just so that your voice, I don't know, went out further.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe a little bigger than this room is what you'd need.
Yeah, I remember when we were in a band, we'd always make the singing. We kind of do it in a corner just so it kind of isolates the voice
No,
more.
I kind of just did it like if I was singing, we were just sitting like I think I was behind your drum set or something like that, and
Yeah, it all
we just
comes
did
out
it straight
fine.
up like that. We had a microphone hang down,
Yeah.
and yeah, like that's all I really did when I sang. Is we didn't really have any fancy like insulated, like foam soundproof
Mm-hmm.
panels or anything like
Yeah,
that.
I feel
We
like
just
in your
used
own
what we
house
had.
though, you'd want that more even so that the people on the other side of the wall watching The Simpsons doesn't hear the chaos going on in the music
Yeah.
room. So,
Mhm.
Maybe they'll like it though.
well, maybe, but
Get annoying after a little bit.
mm-hmm. So yeah, you'd want to almost not necessarily disconnected from the house, but definitely in a spot where it's awesome. So yeah. Anything else you'd want in your? Would you want like weird instruments like cellos and
Oh,
big stand basses or whatever?
I would get
I don't
I'd
think
get
I-
a stand-up bass.
Yeah.
I feel like I'd rent them out sometimes.
Just in case
I
bare
don't think
naked
I'd
ladies
own
came
one.
over.
Yeah.
Hey guys, look! I got a bass for you.
Oh, I would try it. I would definitely try getting stuff like that because I think you never regret learning a new instrument.
Or even just having it, because yeah, and that's the thing is some of those old instruments are pretty big, right?
Yeah, but worst case Ontario, you just use it as a decoration and it looks cool anyway.
Well, that's why you need a really big room, so that when you had the stand-up bass in that corner and a couple saxes on the wall there, you've got enough room
Yeah, and
for
that
everything.
that always looks cool, but nothing wrong with learning like a new one. Like I
Just
want
that one
to.
that's like a horn and it goes like 10 feet and goes on the ground, and it's like this
A
little.
didgeridoo.
I think so. You gotta have room for one of those guys.
Yeah, I think that would definitely be one of the instruments I'd rent, if anything. They're pretty
Yeah.
cool, though.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I just want to get like a. If you ever watched like the Echoes Pink Floyd video, he has like a really cool drum set, but it's kind of a bigger one too. Like there's a lot of toms.
Mm.
I'd get something like that. I think that'd be cool to have. Maybe like one of them old school classic rock organs. Those things are kind of cool.
Oh yeah, just stick one of those in there. That might be a little work.
It would, but I wouldn't get like a church one. Like you ever see how big those are?
Yeah.
They're like building sized.
Yeah, they're huge.
Like you have to make like a whole building out of it just so you could
Mm.
play certain notes, and it's.
And then you gotta like pump the feet and everything, right?
You got to do a lot of things to keep that maintained. Tuning it would be awful, but you only have to do it like what?
I don't know.
Pretty sure if you were the guy who was paying for it to be tuned, you wouldn't want to play it that much. Because it'd probably cost like a couple $1,000 for someone to do that.
Well, it's probably the person that plays it has to learn how to tune it and fix them and stuff.
Yeah, but let's face it, if you're rich enough to buy an organ like that, you're not going to want to do all the tuning yourself. You'd have to be pretty bored.
I feel like there should be a movie like The Cable Guy, but it's like the music guy that goes around and fixes people's instruments.
Yeah. Or like Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, but instead it's like Ryan Jenner, the musical surgeon.
Yeah, the music surgeon.
Yeah.
Be a good movie.
I wouldn't see it.
No? Well, it
No.
depends.
I don't know, some movies are fun to see because of how bad they are. You
Yeah.
can just make fun of them.
That would be awful.
We saw a movie, it was so inappropriate. It's so inappropriate and bad and not even really that funny. But I
What
made
was it?
Kelly watch the whole thing. It's called Cooper's Christmas. If you ever get the opportunity, don't watch it. It's
All right, I'll keep an
It's
open
like an
mind about
80s
it.
Christmas, but it's just bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's bad.
I don't see a whole lot of movies where I just hate on it anymore.
It's
I kind
don't
of
know,
appreciate like
if
if it's a
you
really
can
bad
appreciate it.
humor. Like if it's
It's
the humor's
crude.
good.
It's. I mean, I watched the whole thing, but yeah, there's parts where you're just like, I shouldn't be watching this.
so it's one of those so bad it's good movies, or it's
I'm
like,
R2D2. It reaches that level, yeah. The R2D2 level. Yeah. But anyway.
What do you say his name was from that? Captain Nemo or something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that. Anyway, I guess we're getting off tangent.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been off tangent the whole video.
Alright, well, I guess that's all she wrote.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thank
Make
you.
sure you like and subscribe for more of these buttes.
Yep.
Happy Kwanzaa.
See you.